Hello. Good evening, everybody. So my name is Alex. I'm 25, from Essex, and I'm training to be a teacher. Many people have, in the best of intentions, told me I should look forward to a bright future. Yet, I am angry, sad, and above all terrified that my future is being stolen from me. It has been over 5 years since the Paris Agreement was signed. This treaty recognised that we must limit global heating to 2 degrees while aiming for 1.5 degrees to mitigate the worst consequences of climate breakdown. Over 2 degrees centigrade is a death sentence for basically all of Africa, while our current trajectory towards 4 degrees would make most of our Earth uninhabitable. Given the scale of the climate and ecological emergency and the disastrous consequences we face, this agreement is woefully inadequate, awash with non-binding targets and vague promises. The Paris Agreement follows in the disappointment of summits and conferences over the last 50 years, many of which have been heavily lobbied by the biggest polluters. Meanwhile, governments around the world, amid decades of hypocrisy and greenwash, have repeatedly failed to step up to the greatest challenge humanity has ever faced. Much noise has been made about reaching net zero by 2050. However, as the climate crisis continues to unfold, it becomes more and more apparent that 2050 is far too late. I weep for those who are already on the front line of climate breakdown in the global south and around the world. Families made homeless by wildfires the size of nations, floods that have brought cities to their knees, refugees whose home countries have been ravaged by drought and with nowhere to go. 2050 is too late for them. I grieve for those who have lost their lives as a result of deadly heat waves and crop failures, and for those who have already sacrificed themselves and their freedoms for climate justice. 2050 is too late for them. Mostly, however, I fear not only for my future, but the future of generations yet to come and the future of our planet. As I said, I'm a teacher in training, and I'm kept up at night thinking about the world that my students will have to endure. Is 2050 too late for them? I have witnessed the ever worsening weather and searched through teary eyes about what to do when your house floods. Is 2050 too late for me? These dire situations were not inevitable, but are the result of conscious decisions made by corrupt governments and colossal corporations, knowingly plunging our planet into chaos for short-term profit. They need to be held accountable for their crimes against humanity. This summit has more riding on it than any other in history. We must use this opportunity to let the negotiators at COP26 know that we are watching them. They have the power, and indeed the duty, to make the decisions that will safeguard the future for our children. We must demand that they listen to the science and not to the shareholders. We must come together like never before, giving space to the voices that most need to be heard. We must let them know that if they fail to do what is necessary, they will have the blood of millions on their hands. As we accelerate towards disastrous and irreversible tipping points, COP26 represents what could be our last best chance to avoid total catastrophe. While history gives me little reason to believe that COP26 will be any different from prior failures, this beautiful movement of movements for climate, racial and social justice keeps an ember of hope burning. Our collective call to action grows louder, more diverse and more urgent with each passing day. We are all needed, we are all crew,